slant that is off the hands of Diaz coming. Shedeur Sanders, check down. Travion Williams by Sean Robinson moves the pocket and floats it too high.
Shedeur Sanders' opportunity comes in very unusual fashion. It's literally because everyone else is hurt, except Joe Flacco, who is 40 and might get hurt at any second. So let's roll Shedeur out there. It looked good to the eye test. I'm not an expert. We had Chase Daniel on yesterday breaking down the X's and O's. He went here to here in this read. I just know watching it, the stuff you heard, the good stuff about Shedeur Sanders in college, which is he is going to be poised in the pocket. He is going to be very accurate with the football. He's going to be tough when he needs to take a hit. That stuff showed up. Yeah. And it didn't look too big for him.
He looked the part, and you're right. I mean, that's a great way to say it. It didn't look too big for him. It looked like the guy we saw at Colorado.
Andrew Siciliano is at it again, revealing his bias with the same tired narrative he keeps pushing about Shedeur Sanders. Critics love to downplay rising stars, blaming injuries, or calling success unrealistic, but fans see the truth. The talent, the leadership, the presence, it's all real, and it's showing every game. Shedeur is silencing the doubters and proving that he's more than just hype. While analysts struggle to adjust their takes, the field tells the real story. Sanders is rising, and no outdated agenda can stop what's coming.
Shedeur Sanders to the Saints at number 9 overall. Wrap your head around that. Actually, I would get ready for that because you saw the Derek Carr news, right? Shoulder injury might actually threaten his entire 2025 season. Plus, go back to Kellen Moore's introductory press conference. I'd say he was kind of lukewarm. Contract's an issue as well. And now Shedeur Sanders falls out of the top 3, potentially. I don't think he's getting by the Saints at 9.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. The NFL has never been short on skeptics, analysts tucked away in studios with charts, theories, and bold predictions made before the first snap. Now, their focus is fixed on one name, Shedeur Sanders. The noise is growing louder, the critiques sharper, and the forecasts drenched in doubt. Andrew Siciliano even called his rise unrealistic, suggesting Shedeur's chance came only due to injuries. That's the narrative they're selling? Let's be honest. The field doesn't lie. It doesn't care about opinions or narratives, it only reflects performance. And right now, Shedeur Sanders is delivering. He's not trending because of someone else's misfortune or media hype, he's trending because he's showing poise, skill, and leadership every time he steps on the field. The headlines? He's earned them. The spotlight? He's commanding it. No amount of studio speculation can erase what's unfolding in real time. Shedeur's not just proving them wrong, he's rewriting the script entirely.
That there. He also, we saw some of the bad, and the thing that always people point out at Colorado, and we have seen in the NFL now, is him drifting backwards and kind of running around.
Goes 30 yards backwards.
You can't do
the
that.
ball. Right.
There's a great moment on the sideline there that the Browns caught up with. They're mic'd up, and he was mic'd up, in which he was saying to Myles Garrett on the sideline, like, hey, I would love to do that against you. And he's like, yeah, you're a nice kid. Don't do that to me, basically. You don't need that from me. I'm coming after you. Right. They've tried to coach that out of him. You saw that in the game, but you saw a guy that looked the part. The moment was not too big for him. And to be fair, he hadn't gotten a lot of reps. He is 4th on the depth chart for a reason. He was the 5th round pick.
Preseason games are usually the NFL's version of a dress rehearsal, light intensity, backup reps, and coaches testing schemes. Most fans barely pay attention, dismissing them as throwaway games. But this year? Something shifted. The energy was different. When Shedeur Sanders took the field for the Cleveland Browns, everything changed. The stadium filled up, the buzz was real, and viewership skyrocketed. This wasn't just local hype, it was national. Fans across the country were locked in, all eyes on Sanders. It wasn't about the score or the depth chart. It was about witnessing a moment. Shedeur didn't just play in a preseason game, he turned it into must-watch TV. And everyone noticed.
We're on the bus, going to the game, and I pull up my ticketing app, right? And I'm like, all right, let's see what it is. Now, a lot of this was price gouging, people trying to get away with, hey, we'll put them up there high. Chris and I go through this all the time when we try to sell our tickets, right? It's like, how high do you put him? And like, what's the sweet spot? Let's see what I can get, right? Lower deck seats 2 hours before the game, we're going for like $300.
For a preseason game?
For a preseason game.
Yeah.
2.5 million people watched something other than the Hall of Fame game in the preseason. That is absurd. But with the Tebow thing, I almost feel like there's a Russian bot army out there. And I don't think there is. I'm not saying that. But you can just say...
I don't know if they're focused on Shedeur.
You can say his name and the slings and arrows because people are going to bring their own opinion and they're going to attack you regardless of what you say.
Now imagine if it had been Kenny Pickett or Dylan Gabriel under center. Let's be real, it wouldn't have generated this kind of buzz. No knock on their talent, but they don't carry that rare energy, that magnetic presence that makes fans lean in. Shedeur. Sanders has that it factor, the kind that turns a preseason snap into a national moment. People are drawn to the overlooked, the doubted, the ones counted out. Watching Shedeur feels like watching history in real time. He's not just playing the game, he's rewriting the expectations. And whether critics like it or not, everyone's paying attention.
Pretty good pocket presence. We saw the good and the bad. Like, we saw the very subtle movement on that second touchdown to Caden Davis, where let's give credit to an undrafted rookie running back in Amani Marshall from App State, who, you know, crossed the face of the quarterback, got the blitzer, but Shedeur didn't run. That's Chase Daniel.
Amani Marshall in your sleep tonight. But
Amani Marshall, 39. But he didn't flee the pocket. He just had the subtle movement, reset the pocket, and threw a dart into the end zone where only his guy can catch it. Shedeur Sanders is the, statistically, most accurate quarterback in Division I history. Okay? Only 2 years. But those two numbers...
That's 70% completion.
The appeal here isn't subtle. It's bold, unapologetic, and impossible to overlook. Shedeur Sanders isn't just playing football, he's seizing the preseason spotlight and making it his own story. Every snap, quick decision, and pinpoint touchdown feels like a direct answer to every critic who ever doubted him. Studio analysts can debate all they want, but the truth isn't in the talk, it's in the turf. And on that turf, Sanders is proving himself with every drive, earning the hype and attention he's getting. That's the magic, he's not just playing well, he's making it exciting. Watching him isn't passive, it's an experience, a front row seat to a player turning preseason football into his personal stage.
I'm so happy with his performance. They saw what they had seen in college at Colorado. A man that understands how to play in pressure situations. Very few people would stand up and speak up and say, you know, I was absolutely wrong. He outran the defensive line and got around the corner because they said people said he couldn't run. Can't run like his dad. Can't no damn body run like his dad. And let me tell you how I know. Stop with all of that now. He holds on to the ball too long. Remember that old stuff coming out? And I said, well, we can switch that and just say he stares down the barrel and make the play. Had pressure all around him. Never took his eyes from up the field. Damn now.
The criticism is almost adorable. It's unrealistic, they say. He's only here because of injuries. Classic move, dismissing talent with a side of condescension. Analysts love certainty, right? Charts, stats, pedigree, they think they can map out who rises and who flops. But football doesn't care about certainty. Talent, charisma, timing, these things exist outside of spreadsheets. Shedeur Sanders embodies all of it. He's the kind of player who reminds you why sports are thrilling, why you can't predict every outcome, and why, sometimes, the doubters are just irrelevant noise. Look at the energy he's generating in Cleveland. The Browns have had plenty of storylines over the years, but Shedeur Sanders has kicked things into overdrive. Fans are louder, viewership numbers are insane, and social media is practically on fire. Every highlight clip, every successful play, every touchdown, it spreads like wildfire. And why? Not because anyone said they should watch, not because of hype manufactured by a marketing team. No, it's because Shedeur Sanders is captivating. Full stop.
So what does it mean that the Titans canceled their private workout with Shedeur Sanders after watching him throw Friday at Colorado Pro Day? Well, most people think, it's the groupthink here, that it means the Titans are going to take Cam Ward. They don't need to see Shedeur throw again. They're taking Cam Ward. We're good. But think about this. What if it means they did see enough at Colorado Pro Day of Travis Hunter? He's the best player in the draft, right? What if it means they're taking Travis Hunter at number 1 overall so they don't need to see Shedeur throw again? Maybe people are playing checkers and they're playing chess. Just throwing it out there.
And yet, the analysts persist. Andrew Siciliano's comment? It's almost laughable. Only here because of injuries. That's like saying a Ferrari is only impressive because it has gas in the tank. Sure, injuries might have opened a door, but walking through it and dominating? That's talent, skill, and preparation meeting opportunity. Shedeur isn't just walking through doors, he's running through them, throwing perfect passes on the way out, and leaving critics eating dust. The NFL loves stories, but Shedeur Sanders is creating more than a story, he's a full-blown narrative explosion. Analysts try to diminish it, call it hype, and insinuate luck. Meanwhile, he's quietly making them look ridiculous. Every throw, every read, every completion, it's a rebuttal to the doubters. The funny part? The harder they try to downplay him, the more he thrives. Analysts don't like it, because the truth is messy and doesn't fit neatly into their graphs. Fans, on the other hand, don't care about graphs, they just want to watch excellence. Let's pause and talk comparisons. Kenny Pickett? Dillon Gabriel? Both solid players. But neither has Shedeur's cultural pull. Neither is creating the same level of buzz, nor do they command the stadium and digital world like he does. That's the distinction between competence and charisma. The NFL is full of competent quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders? He's transcending competence. He's entertaining, electrifying, and impossible to ignore.
Shedeur Sanders was not able to throw in practice on Saturday. A week ago, the Browns had 4 healthy quarterbacks. As we stand here today, they really only have 2 that can get through a full practice. So Sanders says he had a sore shoulder. Remains to be seen if it's serious. Don't think it is now. But when you throw in the fact that Kenny Pickett has a hamstring, he's doing individual drills, wants to get going, wants to do team drills, says he's frustrated, but they're not going to let him do it. The Browns are heading to Carolina next week with really only Joe Flacco and Dillon Gabriel right now on their off day on Sunday. Totally good to go at quarterback. 4 is all of a sudden 2.
And here's the kicker, the field doesn't care about the critics. Injuries, narratives, and pregame theories evaporate the moment the ball is snapped. When Shedeur drops back, he's making reads, threading passes, and improvising in ways that would make seasoned veterans nod in respect. This isn't just hype, this is execution. Analysts can talk all they want, but the field doesn't lie. Performance is the ultimate rebuttal, and Shedeur Sanders is delivering it in real time. And the haters? Let them squawk. The criticism isn't about skill, it's about discomfort. They're threatened by his rise, by the undeniable popularity, by the fact that he's making doubters look foolish while lighting up the preseason. It's a classic move, diminish the narrative, claim circumstances, and hope the player flops. Too bad for them, Shedeur Sanders isn't flopping. He's thriving. He's performing. He's commanding attention in a way that charts and stats could never predict. Fans don't just watch, they tune in because they want to see excellence. They want to see the doubted prove them wrong. They want the excitement, the drama, the unpredictability. That's what Shedeur delivers. Every throw is a statement. Every touchdown is a headline. And every time the analysts insist it's unrealistic, he laughs silently on the field, making them look foolish with every read and pass. And yes, it's preseason. But let's be honest, the momentum, energy, and attention Shedeur Sanders has generated? That's not temporary. That's not some fluke of circumstance. That's star power. That's the NFL watching someone redefine expectation in real time. The skeptics can try to rationalize it all they want, but Shedeur's consistency, poise, and skill aren't just flashes in the pan, They're the foundation of a career destined for greatness.
The end of a long journey. I would have to think that actually getting that whole process, getting the pro day, getting all of that behind you, and actually putting a helmet on and throwing a football just felt normal, didn't it?
It did. So that's why I told myself, like yesterday, after yesterday practice, I said, I gotta have more fun.
Do you not have fun?
No, I have a lot. No, for sure I have fun, but you gotta think in those processes so serious all the time. And whenever you're around the teammates and just being around everybody now, it gave me that wholesome feeling again, just being around just the team chemistry, the different personalities that you're gonna meet. Just all those different type of things.
So like be loose, in other words. Like be yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll say that. That's what teams bring out of you. So now everybody's gelling with each other, everybody met each other, so it's real exciting that, I'm excited for today.
And the timing couldn't be better. The NFL thrives on storylines, hype, and spectacle. Shedeur Sanders has become all three simultaneously. Fans are engaged, social media is ablaze, and stadiums are energized. Every game, every highlight, every successful play turns preseason into primetime excitement. Analysts hate it, naturally, they prefer neat, predictable narratives. Shedeur? He prefers to make them look ridiculous, one throw at a time. Let's not forget, he's not just proving fans right, he's proving analysts wrong. And that's satisfying to watch. Popularity backed by performance is the kind of thing that makes people sit up, take notice, and maybe even laugh a little at the folks who thought he wouldn't succeed. This isn't hype, this isn't luck. This is Shedeur Sanders executing, performing, and thriving. He's taking the doubters' arguments and turning them into highlight reels. It's not just about attention, it's about skill. Every snap he takes, every decision he makes, every completed pass demonstrates that he belongs. Injuries may have opened the door, but he's running through it, flipping the narrative, and leaving the skeptics in the dust. The field doesn't care about excuses, narratives, or studio predictions. It only cares about execution, and Shedeur executes better than most veterans could hope to.
Is Shedeur Sanders the greatest quarterback of all time?
I think he's very good. I think Shedeur looked really good.
He got a Nike ad.
Yeah.
He got a Nike ad. Only a matter of time. It was the first preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no way that this will backfire at all, right?
No way.
I keep the conversation intimate. We had a very lengthy conversation. He came to me and just, wanted to talk. And I'm always there, as said earlier, giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things. And ultimately, it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You got to want it. You got to want it. And so I'm supporting him from where I am and wishing him nothing but the best with his opportunities.
The doubters will always exist. Analysts will continue to rationalize away the obvious. But the field is the ultimate judge. Numbers, opinions, and statistics fade in comparison to performance. And Shedeur Sanders is performing. Every touchdown, every read, every highlight is a statement. The skeptics don't get to dictate the story. And the more they insist, the more he thrives. Let's take a moment to consider NFL history. There have always been players doubted, overlooked, and underestimated. They've faced injury-based opportunities, criticism, and endless speculation. The ones who rise are those who ignore the chatter and dominate the field. Shedeur Sanders is following in that tradition, and he's doing it with style, precision, and a flair that's impossible to ignore. And the energy he brings? Unmatched. Cleveland is buzzing, fans are energized, and social media is practically breaking under the volume of attention he commands. He's captivating without even trying. The stadiums, the broadcasts, the highlight reels. They all reflect a simple fact: Shedeur Sanders is something special. Popularity and performance aligned perfectly, and the skeptics can stew. Critics will call it hype. They'll insist injuries created opportunity. They'll insist it's too early to declare a star. Meanwhile, Shedeur is calmly dismantling their arguments, one play at a time. Execution doesn't care about timing or narrative. Skill doesn't care about critics. And Shedeur Sanders is proving that doubt is meaningless when performance speaks louder than words.